What's going on, peoples? Paul here. I got another recipe that floated onto my Facebook page. And do y'all want to hear it? Huh? Huh? Do you? Anyway, it was posted by the Prego and Mommy Chat. I'll have a link down in the description, linking to the recipe, so y'all can get the recipe right, in case I get it wrong. Anyway, it's called the 7-Up Biscuits. It has 4 ingredients, and let's get right to it. For this recipe, the things that you're going to need are mixer, electric mixer with a kneading hook, cutting/rolling board, casserole dish, 1 cup measuring cup, spatula, and a freaking bigger hoocher and a bigger knife. Alright, these are all the ingredients that you're going to need. We got a half a cup of butter, 1 cup of good old 7-Up. I've never cooked with 7-Up before. And sour cream. And I don't like sour cream by itself, but add the other things, I'll eat it. And it originally calls for 4 cups of Bisquick, but since I had a video mess up this last time making this recipe for y'all, I ended up having to do 5.5 cups of Bisquick. So the recipe calls for 4. This is 5.5 cups of Bisquick because it was just so soggy. It was wet dough. Anyway, that's all the ingredients. Okay, the next part of the ingredients is to take the Bisquick, pour it into the bowl. See if I can do this without spilling it. Oh, I did, but it wasn't that much. The sour cream. It's kind of messy. And the 7-Up. There, got all the ingredients in there. Now we have to mix until well mixed. So that'll be the best thing to do is to mix it when it's well mixed. I'm going to go ahead and put on the dough hook attachment. Stick it in here, lock it, put it on speed number 2, and let go. Alright, I'm going to stop it for a second and scrape the sides of the bowls to make sure it's all getting mixed up and stuff. So, if you have a mixer like this, you probably know that you need to do this because all the little attachments don't seem it's getting like run away there. Oops. Alright, doing it one more time. Looks like it's still wet. It's probably because most of the dough on the sides hadn't. There's probably some on the bottom too. Yeah, I see it down there. Some of the flour, Bisquick stuff. I think I'm running into the same issue I had last time. Even with 5.5 cups of flour, it's still wet. So apparently I need to add more to my original thing. And probably the reason why is down here in the south we have a lot more humidity, which means there's a lot more water in the air compared to wherever this recipe originated from. So adding a little flour will help soak up some of that moisture and actually turn this dough into actual dough. So I'm going to add another half a cup to the mixture and see if that'll thicken it up some. Whoops. Thought I was locking the thing down, but hit it full blast. Alright, I'm going to scrape the sides again. And the stuff likes to stick to the sides instead of, you know, mix it up very well. So there we go. It's a lot less drier. I mean, wetter. All right, that's 6 cups of flour, and it's still wet. Look at that. It's like it's not even. Alright, I say flour, Bisquick, sorry. Alright, so I'm going to add another half a cup of Bisquick to make it 6.5 cups. It's a lot of Bisquick. Alright, 6.5 cups of Bisquick. Alright, one last time of scraping the sides. Looks like it's nice and thick. I could probably work with that. Yeah, let me finish scraping all the sides, and then we'll go ahead and do the next thing. Alright guys, I got it mixed up here. 6.5 cups of flour. It's less sticky. It's a good thing. Makes it easier to work with. I had the exact same problem the first time I cooked this. Like I said, I had my memory card and my camera crashed out in the middle of editing the video, so I lost all of the video. So I had to make this recipe for y'all all over again. Alright, let me get this out of here and we'll start on the next step. The next step is to take the butter and pour it all in the bottom of the pan. Looks like it could be mixed up a little bit here. I'll swirl that around. Okay, we got that. Go ahead and swish it around and get the whole bottom coated in butter. Alright, now we got that coated in the bottom in butter. We'll set that off to the side. And we will bring out the rolling part of the dough. And before I stick the dough on here, I'm going to take some more Bisquick and kind of flour the surface. And I have washed my hands, so they are nice and clean. Alright, taking the dough. It's not completely dry, which if you notice most dough in the cans you get at the store, it's not super dry to begin with, so stick that in there. It'll pick up some more of the dough. That would hurt to throw a little more underneath. Now, being that I use so much dough, I'm going to have to cut them around an inch thick or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knead a little bit more just to do it old style, like my grandma used to make. If I could imitate my grandma's voice, I'd do an imitation, but I guess most all grandmas are the same. They like to cook, make sure you're fed, and love you to death. Or, well, not to death, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to pat this sucker out. It says that use round cookie cutters or, whatever. But in the picture, it all looks square, so I'm going to cut it in squares. Trying to make actual points for it to fit inside the casserole dish. Alright, I got basically a rectangle. And this is where the freaking huge or bigger knife comes in handy. You make long cuts. Look at that. Easy peasy. Alright, I'm going to get myself kind of in the way here. So I'm going to turn this off to the side and get my casserole dish out. And it says just to stack them in there, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stack them as I cut them. Looks like they're going to be layered. Hopefully they'll rise some, make some nice big juicy biscuits, and let's go put them in the oven. Alright, well those are baking at 425 for 15 to 17 minutes, even though the recipe says 12 to 15 minutes. I have another episode I like to call
The Amazing Adventures of Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
One weekend, Boudreaux invited Thibodeau over his house for a barbecue. And while he was outside, having fun and flipping some meat and everything, they saw a car drive up to the driveway and stop. So Boudreaux goes over there and meets up with the guy in his car and says, "Sir, can I help you?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I was looking to find the road to Jackson, Mississippi." And Boudreaux goes, He's thinking for a second, and he's like, "Man, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know where that road is. I don't know how to get you there. I'm sorry." The guy's like, "Oh, all right. I guess I'll go ahead and find, drive on down the road so I can find my way out of here." So Boudreaux walks back in the house, and the guy drives off. And as the guy's driving down the road, he looks in his rearview mirror, and he's like, he sees two guys out in the road, like waving their arms and stuff. He's like, "What in the world?" So he pulls his car around, drives back, and Boudreaux had went. And Thibodeau was out there waiting for him, and he goes, "Yeah, can I help you?" And Boudreaux goes, "Yeah, I was letting you know that Thibodeau, he didn't know how to get to that road either."
And thank you for listening to The Amazing Adventures of Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
Man, these things smell great coming out of the oven. It's nice and golden brown. The butter is done soaked up in the bottom. I bet that's going to taste good just all by itself. Man, they're nice and fluffy. They actually grown a little bit. They smell good. I already got one on my plate here. We're going to try it out and see how it tastes. Alright, we got it. It's nice and moist in the center, just how I like it. Forget going to the store and buying rolled up biscuits from Walmart or whatever. I'm making these from now on. These are my go-to biscuits forever and ever and ever. Sorry, that was a bug in my face. They get, man, nice and soft, juicy. Well, juicy. Moist. They're juicy. I don't think I'd want to eat them. They're nice and moist. It tastes great. I'm going to put a link to the menu down at the bottom. It was from the Prego and Mommy Chat. I was going to link to the recipe from there. Y'all make it. Let me know how much Bisquick y'all used. Like I said, I had to use 6.5 cups in order to make it, less soggy. And make a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Anyway, this is a great recipe does this recipe actually taste good? And this is Paul. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a superb day, and please subscribe.